Hello and welcome to another Coding Geeks with Gizmo and
X.
And today we will learn a bit about object-oriented programming, OOP. So this is based on our previous video, which should be linked in the video comment. And well, open your lessons again.
Playground.
Yeah, let's go to Playground or go to Functions and Lessons for a quick glance. Functions. So it is based a bit here where we learned about integers, about strings, wrote our first function, and what we do now is we create more complex objects called objects, and we define such objects in classes. Maybe create a new file in Playground or somewhere. PHP file. So you define objects with a keyword class. Objects are defined with classes, and you define a class with class, then gives the class a name, maybe animal. And I like to start classes with uppercase letters. Okay. And then comes the definition, the body. There's something more possible now, but let's start with the class body. You need the function parentheses, curly braces. You need the curly braces.
Not this one. This is a curly one, or?
Yeah, it's correct. This is correct one. And with classes, we can combine variables, multiple variables. We can combine them in our class, like maybe a public string $name.
Say again from the beginning.
Public?
No. Now we spoke about class, animal, and then the curly brackets.
Curly braces is the class body, the definition body. And here we can define the variables and methods of the class animal. Like for an example, we want to give every animal a name. We add a name variable and just write public.
Okay.
String. $name. And now maybe equals a string, no name yet. Semicolon. Okay, so this means an animal has a variable which visibility is public, so everyone can see it, and it's of the type string. And maybe we give another variable, another public one. Maybe an int $H. Maybe we do default of null. You need an integer now. Maybe make it 0. So now line 7U. Maybe $dog equals new animal. Semicolon. And now maybe print rdog or vardamdog or what you use to analyze. And maybe let's just run it. Yeah, you have a dot there, exactly, remove it. No, you need a space. So dog is a new object of type animal. You can imagine it like this. It does nothing. Okay.
The declared class must be named to OOP. Should we link it somehow?
Oh, that's fine. There fatal error.
Animal couldn't be converted to string.
Instead of print, do print _r. Print will convert everything in every parameter into a string, and you need brackets now, parentheses. It's a function. Yeah.
Like this, or you mean the doc should be between parentheses?
Yeah, exactly. Print art can take any variable and prints its content. So doc is actually an object of type animal, and it has a variable name and a variable age. And those class or object variables are called, or those object variables are called member variables.
Okay.
Now maybe do line 9, change the name of the doc. Now you need an arrow, a single arrow, a dash, doc.
This one or dash?
Yeah, this one, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Doc, the name equals. Now think of a name.
Mm-hmm.
That's a string. Name is a string. You need to assign a string. Okay, you change the name and age, run it. Okay. So this is the main concept of how you can combine two variables into one structure. We can now use doc to move two variables around at once. Like if we have an animal as a function parameter, we have the name and age with us. You understand what I mean?
No, explain more, please.
Okay, maybe let's do line 11. Let's create a function named time elapsed. Time has gone by.
Time elapsed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And as a first parameter, we take an animal. And we name it.
Is it correct in this way?
No, just, yeah, space. And the parameter name shall be $animal. And we return void, we return nothing, colon. Yeah, all this, okay. We don't return anything. We do animal age plus plus.
What do you want to do now?
Remove line 13.
Mm-hmm.
Line 13 shall be animal. We increase the animal's age now.
Mm-hmm.
$animal. And this do no space there.
Mm-hmm.
Age plus plus. Okay. And now in line 15 or in line 10, in line 10 new maybe, call the function.
I call it before it's identified.
Think it's possible, yes.
And here, should it be animal as it is, or?
You need an object of type animal there.
So dog.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And the print R afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
So you see what's happened. We changed the age on our doc object.
Okay.
Now, if we would have just given the age 2 or 3 or an integer, you could not change the integer on the fly as in reference. You understand what I mean? No.
No.
Okay, when we pass the doc into the function in line 11, we pass the doc into the function. We give it to the function. And when we do this, doc is just a pointer to the object. It's just a reference to the object. So when you change the age in line 14, it changed the age of that particular doc object.
Okay. And if we have more than one doc?
It's possible, of course. You can, for example, do doc2 is a new animal. And every doc gets its own variables, its own member variables. You see, and only your first doc got the age increased.
Why? Why is that? Because here it's doc? Or?
And now only the second doc got that age increased.
Okay.
Here there is no such variable. Okay, now a short.
Sorry, what should I do?
Let me take control for a second. Now imagine a function time elapsed int age. This is important. This is now the difference between passing by value and passing by reference.
So above we parse it by value.
Here we pass or give a reference to the object. Here we have dog or dog2 put in, and this is the reference to animal is a reference to our dog here.
Okay.
And if we would just give the age and do it this way, like dog2 age, so what do you think happens now?
I have no clue, yeah, man.
Maybe just run it, or line 16.
Comment.
So the age did not increase because when you pass basic or primitive variables like int, string, array to a function, it is not the reference to that integer, it's the integer itself like 2 or 7 in this case. We give a 7, he says 7 plus 1 is 8, but does nothing with the value. And so it does not work this way because primitive variables are passed by value and objects, like in line 17, are passed by reference. Is this clear now?
So in 17, you passed by what's reference and what's value again, please?
Reference is like in line 10. In line 10, you make a new object of type animal.
So reference, it should be an object, not a variable. It must be an object.
Exactly. Objects are passed by reference.
Okay. So now here in line 10, we have an object called dog2, and it's a type animal. Okay. And then here, we passed it by reference.
Exactly. In line 16.
It's commented.
Yeah, commented in. And you have to give a parameter of type animal, an object of type animal. This is your $dog. And delete that animal. Yes, so you call the function with dog as parameter.
And dog now is still, it's a value. No, it's an object. It's a reference.
It's an object. It's an object, yeah. And
Okay.
if you pass those objects around, it's just pointers to the object who holds two variables of type name and age. But if you pass these objects around, it's just pointers to memory, so-called references.
Okay, so non-technical speech now. What's your goal? What are you trying to do?
introduce.
I mean with OOP. What is the goal of OOP?
The goal of OOP is to encapsulate variables and code together, to organize your code and to reuse your code better. It will make sense later. This is just the beginning.
Very good. So next.
Now let's change our class a bit.
Please do.
Scroll up. Instead of writing functions globally like time elapsed, line 17 is just a global function, time elapsed, which takes an animal. We will now make the function part of the animal code. We make in line 5 new. We make a public function. Name it time elapsed with lowercase t. And no parameters. And now this is a member function, or a member method, a class method. There are plenty of terms you can say. And now this, a class method or a member method always works on the current object. And you call it like this. In line 16, please, call dog, $dog, no space. The spaces in line 14 and 15 are bad also. Then the single arrow, then time elapsed, semicolon. So now in line 7, we need to increase the age, and you do this with $this, then the arrow, single arrow, plus plus, semicolon, yes. And the magic variable named this is the current object. So in line 16, you call the method on dog, and this is then this. Dog is this.
Okay.
What did you think is the output? The age of dog1?
Plus plus. So 3.
Okay. So now we can say to make it more error resistant, one could say, we don't want the programmers who use our animal code to fiddle with the age directly. Currently, you can say in line 15, okay, dog2 age is now 7, but maybe our system would not like to manipulate age directly, so we make in line 4, we make the age private.
Okay.
Now run again. Property is also a nice name for a member variable or attribute. So you cannot fiddle the age directly anymore.
Okay.
This is also something OOP can do for you.
Good.
Then inheritance. Line 9 new. We make a new function. Make it protected. And the function's name shall be can swim. And it shall return a bowl. You do this with a colon before the first function. After the second, yeah, there exactly, bowl. And there you return in line 10, return false. And in line 20, print R,